You've probably all seen on the Penfez's channel the glitch in Ultimate Team where the other player and his guest controls your defense, and you've probably all seen or experienced people losing DNF after they've finished a game, either won, lost or tied, not getting any coins. It's ridiculous, right? So that's why I'm not playing Ultimate Team. I'm not playing Ultimate Team until it gets fixed, you know? But I'm not going to leave you empty-handed. I'm going to start career mode early.
Have you ever heard anyone talk like that? What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video on my channel. And as you can tell, got another special video lined up for you guys today. In today's video, I'm going to show you my first ever series on YouTube. Now, I just showed you my first ever career mode. That was back in FIFA 13, but this is my first ever series, the first ever series I ran. It was a my player save, but not like the one you just saw in FIFA 15. This one back in FIFA 12 was done very differently with the commentary. The episode length was about 3 minutes per episode, and yeah, I thought I'd show you this, my first ever series on YouTube, and show you what it was like. So you just heard me talking about it there, the introduction to this series. Can you imagine? I was put off playing Ultimate Team and making a series on that because of a bug. Imagine trying to do that nowadays. I wouldn't make anything, would I? There are so many bugs in the game. But either way, as you can see, I decided to start on my player back in FIFA 12. It was really the first series I wanted to run on my channel. When I first opened up my channel back in the summer of 2011, I wasn't really sure what type of videos I was going to make. Probably quite a few Ultimate Team, but also probably a player career mode as well. I used to watch Chris Smooth's My Player all the time, and I still do watch his My Career stuff on 2K nowadays, but I used to watch it a lot more back in the day, and I thought it would be great to do a FIFA version of one of those. So I decided to make one here, and I decided to make my pro and see if I could go ahead and make this series a sort of a breakthrough one for my channel. Never really worked out that way, but still some people did enjoy it, and I thought I'd show you what it was all about. So just like in regular player career modes, I created my player, I created my pro, decided to start off with Sunderland, and I soon struck up a partnership with Nicholas Bentner, who was on loan from Arsenal at the time. Sadly in the season there wasn't too many important things that happened. I did get an injury which would basically hamper my development and come close to basically ending my season really, but either way, as we ended the season, I had a really good rookie year, one of the best youngsters in the season.
So in my rookie season, I managed 9 goals in 21 appearances and 21 assists in 21 appearances. So you're thinking I'm a rising star, Sunderland will want to keep hold of me, increase my wage, increase my contract length, right? So where am I going to go now I've been released by Sunderland? I won't have a good choice, will I? Yeah, of course not. Liverpool, already a starting 11 player I'll be given. Aston Villa, another Premiership team. Portsmouth, yeah, that's about right. And the last team, Barcelona.
Yep, so no trophies or anything for Sunderland. We finished in 8th place if I remember correctly, but still a really impressive debut year for me. One of the biggest and hottest prospects in world football surely, but nope, Sunderland decided to release me come the end of the season. I mean, this game, even back then, this game mode was just absolutely terrible. But either way, I got released by Sunderland. My choices of clubs ranged from Portsmouth to Barcelona. Barcelona was the side I decided to choose. So for the second season, we went to Spain. This is where I took Messi out of the side as well, and I had to go ahead and change my position from playing as a striker, which is where I started off my career, but back in the day you could change your position, so I changed from striker to winger.
You know, usually I've got quite a good discipline, quite a good level of it, but sometimes I just snap, and as you can see my pro going crazy there. I deserved my first red card of my career. It was a silly thing to do, I regret it, it was a late challenge, but you know, I couldn't control myself, and I felt so bad afterwards, but
That was to allow Messi to come back into the team, and then this is the episode here where I got 2 red cards in 2 games. Nowadays, you rarely ever see me get sent off. I don't think in my last My Player series I ran, I did get sent off. But either way, come the end of the season with Barcelona, we would reach the Champions League final, and I had a bit of a nightmare start to this game. I was at fault for the first 2 goals that Inter scored. They then made it 3-0 at half-time through Pizzini, but in true Liverpool fashion in the Champions League against the Milan side again, we did battle back from 3 goals down to go ahead and make it 3-3 in one of my most impressive Champions League games ever. This was an unbelievable game to play, and I was at fault for the first 2 goals that Inter scored, and I set up the first 2 and also got the goal for the third as well to send the game into extra time. What a Champions League final this was here. And then in extra time here, Inter took the lead again to make it 4-3 through Diego Forlan. And then, well, just watch what happens here.
Well, yeah, just watch.
Chaffee with the ball at his feet here. He's got that into a dangerous area. Big chance! Oh, he's got to score there, hasn't he? Not been the greatest game.
The biggest moment in my career. The easiest chance in my career. And I messed it up. The chance to equalise, the chance to take it to penalties. And as Milito scored that 5th goal, it was all my fault, I knew it. I had blown the Champions League final for Barcelona with that miss. Carlos Puyol tried to consolidate me, but I wasn't having any of it. I knew we had lost the Champions League final because of me.
Yeah, so that cut me deep, man. That loss really did cut me deep. I put all the blame on my shoulders after the game, said it was my fault that we lost the Champions League final. And in this series, basically season after season, I was trying to create themes and obstacles for my pro to overcome. And as we lost that Champions League final there, the theme of that season really was trying to break through as a world-class player. But obviously I messed it up right at the end. But either way, coming into the 3rd season, as you'll see, we joined another club. Every single season, I decided to go to a new team. I made these choices, not you back in the day. And for the 3rd season, my 3rd club, check out who it is. Now, how good was that editing? That was a promo I made for the 3rd season where I did a Luis Figo and went from Barcelona to Real Madrid, joining the rivals of Barcelona and joining Madrid. And, you know, coming into this season, really, the theme was about being hated as a player, you know, costing Barcelona the Champions League final and then joining their rivals the very next season, which I thought was kind of funny. But our first El Clasico with my new side ended 4-0 to Real Madrid, so that was great. However, I would get sent off in the second El Clasico of the season here for 2 yellow cards here back at the new camp. So we also get myself my first red card for Real Madrid against my former club. I was basically trying to make this series as dramatic as possible, really. So we got ourselves a red card there. But either way, coming the end of the season, we would indeed win the Champions League for the first time in this series. We beat Bayern Munich by 3-1, which was really, really good. So pleased with that win, and that meant that coming into the 4th season, I needed to do something else, something different. And I decided to join Le Havre, a French side who had just been promoted to the top tier of French football. I did it because I wanted to be the captain of the team. But it turns out I wasn't the captain of the team, despite being credited as the captain of the team. The captain's armband was worn by that geezer, so I don't know what happened there, but sadly I couldn't wear the captain's armband despite actually being the captain. But either way, I joined Le Havre, and this is about my redemption as a footballer, trying to get Le Havre into the Champions League and do something special.
Watch this is great here. You may not have seen that the first time, so here's a replay. This is brilliant. Oof. Zinedine Zidane-esque headbutt. I love the way my player just walked off. 2-1 the final score. Surprised I didn't get sent off for that headbutt.
And I'm still surprised now I didn't get sent off for that headbutt, because that was absolutely disgraceful by my pro, wasn't it? But either way, with Le Havre, we would indeed complete the aim of getting them into the Champions League for next season, come the end of my first and only season with the French clubs. This was about doing something completely different. We managed to get them into 2nd place come the end of the year, and it was just really, really good fun. You know, something completely different, something completely unexpected. But then coming into the 5th season, it was about time for me to get back into European football and get back into playing in the Premier League as well, since my absence since from the first season, I joined Spurs, a club who I've used more than any other in my series on YouTube. Joined Spurs, and as you can see here, come the end of the season, there weren't too many celebrations. We missed out on Champions League qualifications. However, we did win the FA Cup, which was quite nice. So coming to our 6th and penultimate season, I decided to once again join a new club, and I joined Bayern Munich in Germany. Bayern Munich, so funny enough, in my FIFA 15, my player went from Bayern Munich to Spurs. This one was Spurs to Bayern Munich. But yeah, I joined Bayern Munich for our 6th season, and it was also the season where I decided to play centre-back for a couple of games.
It's so difficult. I honestly thought it would be pretty easy. If anything, I could just stand there and make a tackle if someone came in, but
because that's all centre-backs really do, just stand there and make a tackle if someone comes in. But anyway, I didn't play centre-back for too long, but it was so fun back in the day when you could change your position during the season and during the save. But either way, also in the season, we saw that we had to forfeit some games, which was pretty frustrating because we didn't have a big enough squad, which was ridiculous. But either way, come the end of the season, there was another Champions League final, and sadly for us, we would once again miss out. So I did win it with Real Madrid, but with Barcelona and now Bayern Munich, I experienced heartbreak in a final. This was a penalty shootout, and Contento, I'll never forgive him for that, was desperate for my 2nd Champions League trophies winners medal, but sadly Contento blazed his penalty over the bar, and we did miss out on the Champions League final. So as you can see, our final season was with Manchester City back in the Premier League. I joined City for our final season, and as you can see, our first of 3 trophies which we could hopefully win was the FA Cup, and we did win it as well. I scored the crucial penalty to put the pressure on Kyle Walker, and the former Spurs right back at the time missed it for Newcastle and hit the post as Joe Hart and we could celebrate. So we won the FA Cup come the end of the season and come the end of our final season with Manchester City, so delighted with that. And this season really was all about the big aims of completing a massive treble with Manchester City, and as you can see, we won the first of 3 here against Newcastle on penalties in the FA Cup final. Then we move into the Premier League final day, and as you can see, just 1 goal in the goal difference section separated us and our rivals Manchester United, so it was set for one of our most intense final days on any kind of YouTube save ever.
so we didn't know how it was going to be. You know, we had to keep going and had to keep scoring goals just to make sure and have the best chance of winning the league title. When Adam Johnson scored off the bench to make it 4-0, we thought surely we'd done it, but as the final whistle went, there was a brief pause. Had we done enough to secure the title? The answer was yes, we'd just about done enough.
And as you can see, we did win the Premier League title as well on the final day. Manchester United slipped up and we claimed it by 2 points. So delighted with that. The 2nd of 3 was won. And the 3rd and final trophy we were going for come the end of the season was this Champions League final against one of my former clubs, Real Madrid. The first side I won the Champions League with as I was going in search of my 2nd winners medal. So really all lined up really nicely in this series. And everything was working out great. And as you can see, we took on Real Madrid for the Champions League final. Higuain gave us the lead in the 3rd minute, a former Real Madrid player, so obviously delighted with that one. And then in the 21st minute, a good chance to make it 2-0 as I played through Higuain for his 2nd goal of the game. At half-time, we were 2 goals up in this game. Everything was looking really, really rosy, but in the second half, Real Madrid would hit back with a goal through Jose Callahan to make it Manchester City 2, Real Madrid 1 in the final game of the series. A really dramatic ending here, 2-1 as things stood. But then check this out in the 67th minute.
And it had to be Gerard Piqué, our captain, the former Barcelona man, volleying the ball past Casillas as I roughly tackled him down. 3-1, I thought nothing can spoil this perfect end to the series. But how many times have we seen this? The career theme for me has been injury after injury after injury. And I didn't even need to pick the controller back up. As soon as I saw Pepe lunging recklessly, I knew that was it and my game was over. And it was.
Yep, even back then, my careers were always plagued with injury. And sadly, in the Champions League final, in the final game of the series, I got a 7-month injury. Like, how obvious was something like that going to happen, man? Seriously, nothing ever comes easy for me, does it? But either way, we did win the Champions League final by 3-1. So sadly, we couldn't lift the trophy or anything. But either way, a 7-month injury in the final game of the season. And the series, it's just typical my luck. But either way, as you can see here with the accomplishment book as it was shown back in the day, which is way better than it was back now compared to nowadays. The accomplishment book looks so much smoother and neater. But either way, we won the Champions League final. We were delighted with that, and that was the end of the series. You know, it was such good fun. It really was. You know, back in the day, as I said, I showed you my FIFA 13 career mode. That was different to my commentaries nowadays. This was completely different, but you better believe the same feeling has stayed true of every single series I've done. I've enjoyed making every single one for you guys, and even back then when you could say my videos were cringe-worthy, although this was the style back then really, for me at least, you know, it was still really good fun. I enjoyed making every single video. This probably was my favourite series to run to date. I had so much fun with it, and I'm so glad that even back then, I barely got any views whatsoever, but the views I did get were really, really supportive. Everyone used to leave really nice comments and stuff. I really enjoy making these videos. I really enjoy making this series, as I enjoy pretty much making whatever for you guys. It's always really good fun for me. But that does end this video, guys, so thank you very much for watching the video. I really hope you have enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed this video, then please do leave a like. It's much appreciated. It really does help my channel out. Hopefully you've enjoyed seeing my first ever series on YouTube and got a good laugh from it, and I'll see you for another video on my channel very soon.